Ooh. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special episode of Tuck Rule Takes, episode 190. Episode 190 of Tuck Rule Takes. Gang is all here, per usual. Mike, Liam's here as well, rocking the tank top, showing off the guns, showing off the muscles, per usual. Our resident meathead is here. Speaking of, I can't say meathead. Speaking of Al's here as well, who is always going to be here. I was going to say something about meat, and then it was going to get real sexual, and I was like, we can't. We just started. We can't get sexual. But I did say it was special. It is special because, guys, football is officially back. Officially back. People were there. Round of applause button. Oh yeah, everybody's clapping. We'll have a lot of quotes and stuff to talk about, just some news coming out of training camp, which essentially started today. I know you'll see more practices and all that stuff, as we go on, but some news came out about the Patriots we'll talk about. And first and foremost, though, want to get it out of the way. You hear me talk about them all the time when I'm on here, when we're on here. If you listen, you hear it, you know about them. Sports Spider. That's Sports Spider with a Y. Go check them out, sportspider.com. Bunch of stuff to look through, to read through, to watch on there, but go to the NFL tab, click Patriots. We will be right there. Top 5 things on there will be until our next episode. Then we'll be the top one on there. Sports Spider, again, that's sportspider.com, spider with a Y. Also, Couch Guy Sports, couchguysports.com. Go check it out. The OGs of it. You know Al's lineacy. What the fuck is it called?
Lineage.
What the fuck did I say? Lineacy?
Maybe you're the meathead.
Seriously.
Check out the lineage that Al gave us through Couch Guy Sports. Go check them out. Also, the Rafters pod's on there if you want to relive some bad times for the Celtics last season. That is
Rest
also
in peace
on
to
there.
Al. The great lineage he left behind.
The great lineage.
Yeah,
but Al's here now. That's all.
I know you speak about him like he's dead. He's right here on the show.
I know, like what the hell?
The great lineage that Al Nahigan left behind.
Damn.
You tried to say my last name right. You were close. I'll give you credit. Close enough.
Oh, it's a nightmare, man.
Yeah.
What are you? Where'd that last name come from, by the way?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Albanian?
It's Armenian. I'm Armenian.
Armenian.
That's why you're hairy. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Very hairy. The light bulb's turning on now.
All right. You know what I noticed before? There's hair. Actually, we don't need to talk about hair. I hate hairy nipples.
On
men. Not that I see them on. I'm talking about myself. Hairy nipples on yourself. I don't like them.
Okay.
What's the first topic of the day?
Yeah,
took me a while to get there.
Yeah, let's move on. Jesus.
Took me a while to get there. Listen, there's a bunch of stuff we can talk about, but I feel like, honestly, we got to just get the most important thing, the most optimistic thing out of the way, the thing we were all hoping for, and that is Stefon Diggs is not on any list. He's not on any pup list. He's not on an NFI list. Nothing. He is ready to go. He's been cleared full bore, full participation. Mike Vrabel did say that they're going to monitor his snaps, but he also said he'd do that with every other player. Obviously, that's common sense. But I think when the Patriots signed Stefon Diggs, which seems like forever ago at this point, correct me if I'm wrong, but goddamn, it feels like we've been waiting to see him on the field in pads, catching passes from Drake May forever. I mean, even the whole boat incident feels like forever ago at this point. Yeah. But Stefon Diggs, the big worry for him was he tore his ACL, 8 months ago now, I think? Just about. For him to come back week 1, of course, he said it when, the Patriots recording him. It was like, yeah, that's the goal. All the doctors said, wow, we've never seen someone heal so well. He's doing so good. They pulled the whole Donald Trump thing where it was like, he's the best healer we've ever seen. Never seen anyone heal like him. The best healing human in the world. And I think a lot of people were like, this is just, agent games. This is Steph Diggs kind of painting, the perfect picture in the sky. So I think we were all, everybody here, the three of us, we were leaning towards him playing week 1, but it was like, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. Maybe he'll play week 4, week 5, whatever it happens to be. But He is ready to go. He's not on any list. Like I said, I am elated, hype, every adjective you could think of for that. But Al, since I gave you the short end of the intro stick, I want you to kick us off with this one. Stephon Diggs looks to be on track to play week one. How do you feel? Just opening thoughts. Then we'll kind of dig into how much he'll play or anything like that.
This is a credit to Mike Vrabel, and I'm going to tell you why. Mike Vrabel knew that Stephon Diggs is a dog. Think about it. He worked his ass off to get back on the football field. And guess what? He got rewarded for all the hard work he put in. Yeah, he had a little partying incident. So what? Off the field, off the boat, I should say. Because, boat.
I see. Yeah, boat.
Yeah. With that, here's your number one receiver. We have been begging, and I'm never going to forget this, and I'm always going to bring it up. You two mocked me, scored me for saying, oh, there doesn't need to be a number one receiver. A quarterback can get by without a number one receiver. Well, screw you guys, because guess what? They needed one, and now they have one. Is it Stephon Diggs from the Vikings? No. But is it going to be a productive Stephon Diggs that's going to help Drake May elevate his game in year 2 of the NFL? Yes, it is. So you know what? Credit to Mike Vrabel, credit to Ryan Cowden, credit to Elliott Wolf, credit to those guys. They got that deal done because they knew they needed him. And guess what? They're going to get rewarded because I think week 1 against the Raiders, we're going to see right away why the Patriots brought in Stephon Diggs. I'm so happy about this. This is great news. And we haven't had a lot of great news in the offseason with New England in a long time. So
it feels like forever since we've had anything to be
heading into training camp. Heading into training camp, that is.
Yeah. No, for sure. And yeah, we did I know Liam and I, probably more so me, kind of going back at you there, where it was like, we don't need the number one guy. It's all, quarterback scheme, all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, like we've definitely come around. They need a number one guy. Like you said, this isn't going to be Diggs from, Vikings and all that stuff. You don't need that. You just need a guy who can win in man coverage and who can just have coverage sway to his side. That's all you need. We knew Stephon Diggs wasn't going to be Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, anything like that. Or at least on that level, because they're on that level. I would say Diggs is kind of on a level, maybe a level and a half underneath them, but that's fine for this team right now, especially if Kyle Williams comes into play. Pop Douglas are going to be eating, in the middle, in the slot and everything. I love it. Liam, you sent a text as well today. You were pumped. Stephon Diggs is back. I know you're excited about it, but just just overall opening thoughts about Diggs likely to play week 1.
This is batshit. Like, it's unbelievable how quick he came back. So he tore his ACL on October 27th, 2024, and was cleared to play today. So that is 268 days it took for him to be cleared for full participation in football. For reference, Adrian Peterson still won out 259 days. So Adrian Peterson is a fucking madman. And that was just till week 1. So Adrian Peterson technically had less time, but still batshit. Like these, I don't want to say this is becoming the new president because it's happened before Adrian Peterson, stuff like that. But most athletes, I guess more ordinary athletes, even though all athletes are spectacular compared to us, 8 months is a preposterous amount of time. And just when I was, winding the gears in my head and I was trying to think who had ACL tears and have come back still really good, these are what came to my mind. We have Jamal Charles, my man, and it's no coincidence 2 of these guys went to the U. Willis McGahee and Frank Gore. All of these guys tore their ACL. Charles tore his September 2011. 10 years after the fact, and came back and rushed for 1,500 yards the next year. Fucking crushed it. So that was a 9-month return for him. Willis McGahee tore his ACL in the national championship, came back and rushed for 1,100 yards on 13 touchdowns in 2004. That was a 10-month recovery. And Frank Gore tore his ACL in 2002, came back and rushed for 600 yards as a backup, and then proceeded to go for 1,600 the next year. He did it in 11 months. So these are the times that I could think of offhand, but Stephon Diggs is doing Adrian Peterson type things. And we still hear about the Adrian Peterson. Oh my God, remember that season when he came back? If Stephon Diggs is what Al, Mike, and I believe he's going to be this season, this is going to be something that we're all going to be talking about 10, 20 years from now. Remember Stephon Diggs? It took us forever to sign him. We were wary. How injured is he? Blah, blah, blah. People were saying he wasn't very good before he tore his ACL. I think we all agree that's kind of horseshit. I think he was pretty damn good on the
He
technicals.
was on pace to be pretty good.
Yeah, he was going to have 1,000 yards with ease. So it took a while to sign him. I remember being wary of the fact too. And now he's back. There is no reason to be concerned. I share your elation, Mike. This is unbelievable.
Also, another person who, and I forgot this guy tore his ACL, but Vrabel brought him up. Marcus Epps, the safety we signed, he tore his ACL in week 3 last year. He's
Huh, I
back
didn't
playing
know that.
too. So it's like, we got two ACL warriors on this
I
team right
guess
now.
so.
But I mean, again,
Vrabel loves those ACLs.
his his was in week 3, so obviously a lot earlier than Diggs.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, like this will be one of those things. I know, Al, you were the most not pessimistic but hesitant when Diggs left without a contract, and it was
Yeah.
like this feels like
The Hopkins and
DeAndre Hopkins
yeah.
thing all over again. And I think, like, even though my arguing the other side on that almost felt like the Mac Jones years, where it was like I'm arguing for him, but deep down there might be a little bit of doubt. And I think that was what was going on with Diggs. But he got here, then it was the injury, then it was he's not here, then it was the boat, and then it was did he pass his physical, all this stuff. That's all in the rear view right now because he is ready to go. He will report tomorrow. I guess he's already been there anyway, but he will, officially, they'll all report tomorrow or today as you're listening to this, or even in the past if you're listening to it days after. Um, but yeah, I'm pumped. Like, this is something that, like you said, Liam, we're going to look back, hopefully, and like, let's just kind of look
Yeah.
forward a few years. We're going to look back 5 years from now. Drake May is still the quarterback. He's having great years. He's just a perennial top 6 quarterback, 7 quarterback, whatever it is. And you're going to be like, remember when Diggs, like you said, remember when Diggs came here and he had 1,000 yards his first year. He just missed it last year. And then, like, you traded him for, a 5th round, but like whatever it was in the 3rd year. And it's just like, this is why you bring someone like Diggs here. You've already seen him coaching or helping to coach the younger receivers and everything, to the point where people were like, what is the Patriots wide receiver coach doing? Like, shut up. He's letting a master work right now.
Yeah.
Like, come on. But yeah, Diggs, it's gonna be nice to see a second-year quarterback in Drake May who needs help. Like you said, Al, going back to you need a number 1 receiver thing. All these young quarterbacks need receivers. Josh Allen was shit until, guess what? Steph Diggs got there to Buffalo. So, like, you need these receivers, and I think this is awesome that we have him. Like you said, Liam, where it's like it's not just, he's going to be, you see that it's not impacting him. You see
Yeah.
the workouts that he posts, and we all feel
I
different
thought
ways.
something was fishy because he looked so good in the workout video Kendrick Bourne posted. I was like,
You couldn't even tell, and he was moving
yeah.
quicker. It was one of two things: either he was so healthy where he just looked good during like the actual workouts at Foxborough, or our receivers are that bad that they were making an injured Steph Diggs look like an all-star Hall of Famer. But no, I think it was the former. Diggs is ready to go. He's just, some people want it more. That's what it
Yeah.
is. I don't know about all these other, lemmings who have torn their ACLs. Takes you 10 months to come back. Get out of here. Not Steph Diggs. Not my number 1 guy. Let me ask you guys though. So week 1, we don't need specific stats unless you want to throw them out there. Do you think he plays pretty much full bore? Like, obviously not, 100% like he would be if he was, fully healthy coming off a healthy year. But like, what do you think his play is? Do you think it's like he takes a few drives off? Do you think he misses a quarter, just kind of like maintaining the injury thing? Or do you think he's pretty much out there in a normal rotation? Because personally, I'm leaning towards that. I think he's out there. You're going to see basically what Diggs is in week 1. So I don't think it's going to impact him out there that much. But how do you guys feel about that?
I think as of July 22nd, he's going to be a full go. He's going to get a ton of the snaps. in that week one game against the Raiders. Now, we know with Josh McDaniels, he loves to scheme game to game against different teams, like Belichick and them did way back in the day.
Mhm.
So maybe during the game, maybe he sees something with a Kendrick Bourne matchup or a Kyle Williams matchup or maybe a Demario Douglas matchup. And if he sees that, he might say, you know what, Steph? Might act as a decoy, or you know what? We might even go with Kayshawn Booty on this next drive because we
If
just
he's on
want
the
a little
team.
more. Yeah, if he's on the team,
Mhm.
if there's a little more physicality, or okay, Mac Hollins is a little bit taller, so we want a little bit of a taller receiver out there. Just to give him a little bit of a break. I think it's all going to depend on that. But right now, wouldn't shock me if Diggs gets a bunch of those snaps.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Liam, how do you feel? Any different from Al, or kind of that same line, or
I think he'll be a full go week one, and then maybe not the second game of the season, but toward the middle of the season, they might rest him accordingly as guys pick up the playbook, start to do better, go on hot streaks. Like Al said, maybe Kyle Williams comes into his own, and
Ugh.
maybe there are a few Kayshawn Booty games in there. There are a few. Sometimes guys just have the hot hand, and then you're going to be like, we have a 6-man deep wide receiver room, and there are at most 4 slots, 5 slots on the field for a wide receiver. So Diggs, it's week 7. We're playing the whoever fucking knows. Maybe we're in good shape
the
by that
Browns?
point. Yeah, you sit him down there. I agree with Al. I think McDaniels will find his rest for him. But I think in week 1, it's going to be a statement game. I think Mike Vrabel wants to be like, hey, we sucked. We sucked for a couple of years. We're not going to suck now. And in fact, I can see it steering hard the other way, where it's like first game, Diggs is 13 targets, 10 catches, however many yards comes of that, just like a statement like, okay, the Patriots have weapons, they're willing to fuck around and find out. I am quite confident he'll get a good workload in week 1. And then everything after that, I agree with Al, Josh McDaniels show.
I can picture, by the way, week one, because I think this now kind of, I wanted to bring this up at some point. I didn't know when, but it fits here. Christian Wilkins for the Raiders, he's out. He's on PUP. That's their big guy in their front four.
Yeah, looks like
So
he
I
broke his foot
think
again.
I think this might be a big ground and pound type game, kind of like a ease the offense into it. So I think Diggs, maybe he goes for nothing crazy, like 4 catches, 60 something yards and a touchdown. But I think I think the Patriots, like you said, Liam, I think this is going to be a statement game because Vrabel is similar to Belichick in the sense where he wants to kind of prove a point or whatever. But I think that Vrabel like has that thing where he's like, no, I want to show that I'm here. Like the Patriots are here. We're bringing them back. And I think the whole team has that mentality. So yeah,
Yes.
with Wilkins being out, yeah, I think it should be good. There shouldn't be too much pressure on Drake May. Hopefully the line holds up. Liam, you did say batshit crazy. I'd feel crazy train if we didn't mention it. Since we're here, Ozzy Osbourne passed today, 76 years old.
Devastating.
Big for a couple things. One,
No
obviously,
more
it's
tears.
Ozzy. It's huge. Also, too, the Patriots run out song. If you don't know, which some people listening might not know, maybe you just don't know the Patriots lore or you haven't been to a game in Foxborough. The run out song is Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. So it's going to be fucking nuts this season, them running out to Crazy Train with him passing. So yeah, obviously, RIP.
Yep.
But yeah,
Sharon!
Aaron! Somebody
R.I.P.
stole his
Ozzy
beers.
Osbourne.
yeah, no, and it's crazy that he did get to do Ozzy did get to do his final show. Crazy crowd, everybody was cheering for him. Granted, he had to sit down because he's fucking old and he's done a shit ton of drugs. But like,
Yeah.
great life lived. Thank you for Crazy Train. Thank you for the song. Thank you for everything, Ozzy. Awesome. But yeah, when you said batshit crazy, Liam, I was like, oh yeah, he bit the head off the bat. We got to bring him up. So it's a good time to
Yeah.
bring him up
Did you
now.
guys ever see The Dirt?
No.
No.
It's on it's
Yeah, I'm
on Netflix, or at
familiar.
least it used to
Yep.
be. Yeah. MGK plays oh Christ, who's in Motley Crue. It's basically about Motley Crue, but they run
Yep.
into Ozzy. Yeah, he plays Tommy Lee, and or no, he plays Nikki Six. But they run into Ozzy, and he's like snorting ants and his own piss, and he's just like
Yep.
a madman. I'm
He
like
did
this.
that just to tell the story. just
Yeah.
to tell the story. That was it. Snorting the ants. Like
Yeah.
nuts. So yeah, RIP, crazy train, going to be crazy this year. No
Yeah.
pun intended, but yeah, Diggs is back, or Diggs will be there. I'm pumped to see him play because I think we were all talking about, the importance, when he wasn't showing up to OTAs. None of us were worried, but we were just saying like the importance of, getting on that same wavelength as Drake May. We've seen it with Tom Brady, where not saying that May is Brady or has that same mentality, but we've seen it where if Brady wasn't on the same wavelength as a receiver, he kind of shunned them. Like, he put them in the corner, put the dunce cap on them. Like he didn't
Yeah.
want to use him anymore. So, basically Andy in Toy Story throwing out Woody for Buzz Lightyear. Like so it'll be good that Diggs is here. I'm just saying I don't want to play with you anymore. Throwing it in the corner. But yeah, I'm pumped about it. I can't wait. This is going to be awesome. The closer we're getting, it feels real now. The closer we're getting to the season, the more excited I'm getting. I texted you guys today a whole path to the playoffs, which maybe I'll bring up before we get out of here. Maybe I'll wait till we get closer to the season. But final thoughts on Steph Diggs before we move on to some other personnel notes.
Nada.
You,
Psyched.
shut the F up.
Oh my God. Yeah, I forgot he
So
did
good.
that too.
Oh,
See,
I
Way's
can't wait for
awesome
him
though.
to do that. He's
Dude,
going
he
to do
has
that in Buffalo if he scores. You know
A
that, right?
100%.
Buffalo by the eye. Like in my whole calculations I sent you guys, or I told you guys about, I had them losing both games to Buffalo. But either way, like seeing him score in Buffalo and do that, God forbid it's like perfect like Hollywood script where it's like final
Mm,
drive. Diggs has like four catches on the drive, one
yeah.
deep one. Drake May scrambles, chucks it off his back foot. Diggs catches it, flips everybody off, kicks Josh Allen in the dick. Yeah,
It's
that'd be
key.
great. That'd be great. I can't deal with another 4-13 season. Um, but sorry, I just got
I will
PTSD from
just
that.
snap.
But yeah, so Diggs, that wasn't the only news. There's other news as well for, personnel. Matt Collins, Austin Hooper, Verdarian Lowe, blech, and Jelani Tavai are opening up on the active PUP list. Carlton Davis, Josh Minkins, and Jeremiah Webb are on the active non-football list. Vrabel did say today, though, he expects Tavai, which is a big one because people thought Tavai was out for a long time with his injury. But Tavai and Carlton Davis should be back by the time you're listening to this podcast. So that is big news. Kind of want your guys' thoughts on it. I know really the big names are Matt Collins is out, Austin Hooper, but Tavai and Davis are coming back. So how do you guys feel about that? It's never good starting on any sort of unable to perform list, as we've seen with players though. But how do you guys feel about it? How do you feel about Davis and Tavai coming back? Are you happy? And are we cool with Tavai now? Because I feel like enough time has passed. I'm fine with Tavai now.
Yeah, Tavai is just like he's whatever. He's another piece of the puzzle. Like, fine, if you can come in and you can do your job and do what you got to do to help this team get back to winning football games, fine, whatever. We can forgive you for your ridiculous comments.
Discretions.
Yeah, there you go. Good word, Liam. You're on a roll with the words tonight, I must say.
I
Yeah,
tried.
lineage.
Cunning wordsmith.
Carlton Davis,
Cocksmith.
he might be the most underrated signing of the offseason.
People are forgetting.
Because think about this. Think about this secondary that you can have on any given play. You have Christian Gonzalez on one side. You have Carlton Davis on the other. And then the safeties, you have Kyle Duggar, fully healthy Kyle Duggar, by the way. And you got
Hopefully.
Jabril Peppers, because he doesn't have the legal stuff anymore. You have those four guys.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. You have those four guys in the secondary. That's a strong secondary. That's a secondary that can cover good receivers and can give your pass rush more time to actually get to the quarterback.
Does sound pretty
Yes.
deadly.
It does.
Coverage sacks are going to be big this year, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like the Patriots are going to get a few a game or so.
I think
or
they
maybe
can.
a couple a game. I think
they
so.
can. Yep.
And you got Epps, our ACL king. Or I guess maybe he's the prince because Diggs is
Prince.
the ACL king.
Yeah.
He's out there. So well, we got some players back there. They also drafted what's his name? The fifth round pick, I think. Fourth round pick, the safety, I forget his name. But he's from
Craig Woodson, right?
Craig Woodson.
Yeah. I like him a lot.
Another guy who will be out there as well. But yeah, I think I'm happy about Tavai being back. I know that we were all down on him, but like I said, enough time has passed. Last year was a bad year for everybody, the fans, the team, the coaches, the players, the front office. the stadium. Everybody had a bad time last year. And, I mean, we've seen Tavai when he plays in his role, he's a very valuable piece to a team. But again, as long as he's playing in his role, which with Robert Spillane, Mr. Green Dot himself being in the center of the defense, Tavai will be able to do his thing. So I'm happy about that. Austin Hooper doesn't alarm me as much. None of these injuries or none of these designations sound crazy. They can all be reinstated at any time. So like none of them seem crazy, but Hooper is kind of like, damn, you wish he was here. But he was on the team last year, so it's not a huge thing. Matt Collins, like, how much is he really going to contribute on offense? I don't know, but still, like, you want him out there. But yeah,
I have a
Carlton
feeling he's
Davis
going to
was the guy.
contribute more than we think and like.
Yeah, yeah, you think so? Because I know that he had his best year under McDaniels in Oakland. I think it was Oakland at that point. Maybe it was Vegas.
Yeah, it might have been
I forget what it was.
Vegas.
I don't know. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, Hollins, Hooper, everybody. Liam, how do you feel about that? Them not being able to start? If it matters, I think it matters a little bit, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I think some matter more than most. Hooper, no, not that he knows the system because that's McDaniel's coming over, but
It's true.
how serious is it that our backup tight end is super familiar with everything? Not really. Just fucking go out there and run digs and flags and shallow posts, and you'll that should be fine. I'm mostly, the Carlton Davis thing worries me a bit, but like he's kind of our third most important piece on the defense, I would say. Like the fact that we were, I think it was last show, harping on the fact that we have some of the best two corners in the league. And if he's nicked up, I'm a little worried about that. But overall, like it's super early on, plenty of time between now and September 7th, I think is opening day. So I would hope that these injuries will all get worked out in the fold. The way it's gone the last 3 years, that absolutely won't be the case. This is just the beginning of a long, horrible, extending stretch of
No,
miserable injuries that just
don't think
never
that
seem to
way.
fucking end. But like, no, I mean, I've been conditioned, brainwashed.
Mhm.
It's in my
Seriously.
constitution to think that now after the last couple of years. But I would hope that's not the case. So I try not to get too hung up and worried on anything, and just hope that like any of the players that are hurt are backups and slightly less important.
Yeah, I mean, no, for instance, I don't want to shit on him because like he is still trying. He's still better than I'll ever be at anything I ever try to do. But
Yep.
Vidarian Low, like,
Yeah, I could
buddy,
give a
take your
fuck
time.
about them.
Take your time, man. You
Yeah,
can be
no
our
rush.
Yeah,
as
take
a
your
swing
sweet
tackle.
time. Take your sweet time.
No, but you know what? Let me tell you guys, as like your sixth, like a swing tackle guy, give me Vidarian Low all day. I'm fine with
He's
that.
not good, Mike.
He's
Not
good
He's
good
at
at
not
that.
even in
all.
the
No,
back.
he is not good at starting.
Not even in the backup role.
I'm
He's not good
talking
at
literally
anything.
as a swing tackle, like your sixth guy
I
that
don't want.
comes across on a sweep.
Oh, good
No,
swing. Yeah, as in he
Yes.
swings the door open for the defense to go get whoever.
Listen,
he
Like,
should be
Al,
swinging the bags into the plane and watching the team take off
we
to
don't
their away
kink shame.
matches.
However he wants to swing is how he can swing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna king
It
shame on
does
this
not
guy.
matter. But yeah, Liam Carlton Davis, though, important. I'd say he's a top five defensive guy when it comes to importance here.
Yeah,
But Vrabel said all signs point to him showing up tomorrow. So he should be good. I'm not worried about him or Tavai because they're coming back. Matt Collins, Austin Hooper, okay, it take a few days, whatever it takes, but get back in the next week or so and kind of get ingratiated into everything. Hunter Henry had a couple cool quotes. I'm not going to go through the exact quotes, but just kind of paraphrasing what he said. First and foremost, though, Hunter Henry always looks happy. You know how
he
there's like
does.
resting bitch face? He has like resting happy face.
Mm,
Hunter Henry, we'll revisit this at the end of the year, but he is skyrocketing up my favorite Patriots of all time board.
really, all
Skyrocketing.
time.
Yes, all time. We'll see at the end of the year how it goes, but he comes across just professional, awesome, personable, kind of like really realistic, down to earth. You heard him talk the last couple of years where it's like basically like, yeah, we suck, but we got to come out there and play, like it is what it is. He
Yeah.
was talking about Drake May, confirmed that Drake May got a bunch of the offensive pass catchers together to go visit, to go in North Carolina in practice. Love that. He talked about Drake May's confidence as well. That was awesome to hear. Speaking of confidence, did you guys happen to watch the Foxborough Forged in Foxborough too?
Damn right.
I watched the first half of it. I got to watch the second half.
Okay,
Honestly,
so
you're not missing much from the second half. Once they
Okay.
get into
no,
the charity thing, I'm gonna level with you. That's cool that they do that, but
yeah,
frankly, I don't care. Like, I really don't care if they're making 800 sandwiches in 2 hours or
a
whatever the
thousand,
1,000 sandwiches
crazy.
in 45 minutes or 2 hours or whatever their time frame was. That's super sick. I want
Yeah.
to see you catch 100 passes this year and have 1,000 touchdowns.
So
I
the
That's awesome that you're helping the homeless by making sandwiches, but the homeless have a heroin addiction, and I don't think sandwiches are going to fix that.
they were
Get on,
kids.
yeah, get on the
Well,
fucking field and show me football because we suck. We won 4 games last year. We had a top pick. We're awful. I don't care about your charities. It's incredible that you do it. Keep that shit behind the scenes. The people that get the charity given to them and get to meet Patriots fans, I bet that means the world to them. That's awesome. Doesn't mean the world to me. I want to see Stephon Diggs running routes. I want to see Drake May on air. I want to see Kyle Duggar tackle drills. I want to see a day in the life of Jabril Peppers because that would be hilarious.
You want
But
to see football?
yeah, exactly. Like they just drone on. It's awesome that they're making these sandwiches. I don't care. They didn't need to dedicate the last half hour of something that I've waited 3 months to see.
Al. So that's not why I brought this up. I brought it up strictly to say that I forgot what I was even saying. No, I brought it up to say that Drake May, going to Drake May's confidence and leadership and everything during Forged in Foxborough, the first half, not the sandwich half that apparently sent Liam into a tizzy watching it. Like, God
Don't even
forbid we give
bother.
sandwiches to poor kids, to homeless
Yeah,
kids.
well, like it's a noble act, but you're a fucking
But
football team. Play football.
yeah, this was the episode where they were carrying the canoe and they were raking stuff that you saw in the previews. But no, it was just
Yeah, they're
Vrabel was
doing yard
telling
work. You think I want to see our top pick offensive
Will
tackle?
Campbell was
Yeah,
raking.
fucking raking. I don't want to see Will Campbell doing yard work. I want to see Will Campbell's reach step. I want to see him pull and hit the defensive end. That's what I want to see. I was super annoyed.
Which we did. So okay, we will divert real quick from the press conference stuff to Forged in Foxborough. We did see Will Campbell talking a lot with Morgan Moses. Morgan Moses was a big
Yeah.
part of this episode.
He's the man.
Yeah. They talked about, all the offensive linemen, even some offensive player coaches as well. Talked about how important Morgan Moses was. Will Campbell, he was talking about how Will Campbell's like a sponge, just keeps picking his ear, keep basically like annoying him to give him more info. But the reason I brought it up was because Vrabel, after a couple of plays, he was like, Drake, all right, you got a minute, go in there and talk to him. Like basically telling Drake May, like, yo, this is your team, at least
That
this
was
side
cool.
of the ball. Go talk to them. And then May went and did it. And then he was kind of talking to Vrabel after. He was like, oh, I got to be louder. Vrabel was like, then be louder.
Yeah.
Like, go do it. So like they're putting a lot on Drake May's plate. But judging by Hunter Henry's comments, the vibes of everybody else's comments, Kendrick Bourne's comments as well, just in his videos, and then Vrabel's actual on-field comments, seems like they think Drake May is ready for it. And I mean, if Hunter Henry says it, I don't know if I trust anyone else more than I trust Hunter Henry on this team. So he's saying that Drake May is confident, ready to go. So I'm pumped about it. It's interesting to see Drake May kind of hopefully take that step and seeing everybody kind of in lockstep with him. But yeah, Hunter Henry was excited. They had Christian Gonzalez was there as well. They had a couple quotes. They asked him about being number 84 on the top 100. He was like, yeah, I saw it. There's nothing else to say. Kind of smirked. So basically, I think he's going to be on a revenge tour, so to speak, this year as well, which is fucking dangerous. Like, if you got Carlton Davis on one side and you have a pissed off Christian Gonzalez on the other side, like I don't know if offenses are going to want to see them. But yeah, it seems like everybody is kind of ready to go. Judging by Kendrick Bourne's comments on his video too, that his YouTube video, the difference between this year and like last year or the first Mac Jones year, which people always bring up, it's like, oh, you guys, everybody was all positive then too, this and that. Yeah, but this year it seems like the team understands like where they're at. It's not like last year, which delusion where it's like, there was a lot more hopeful. Like we don't have anything to point to, but like we just feel like, guys, the aura is really fucking nice. Like
Yeah.
the vibes with a Z coming
This
out of
might be the best
Foxborough.
part of the season, so let's fucking soak it in because last
Yeah.
offseason was awesome.
This part right now, though, this feels like, dude, we got to get to the season because I think the season is going to be the best part of the season. Like, I
Right.
want to see Drake May. I want to see TreVeyon Henderson. TreVeyon Henderson signed his contract. If I had the round of
Took him
applause
a bit.
button, I'd press it. We weren't worried. But I think we were all just kind of like, just get it done. I think there was something like I told you guys, it was like 36 of the 38 second round picks hadn't signed their deals yet. But once one finally did it, everybody fell. So he signed a guaranteed deal. I want to ask you guys, TreVeyon Henderson, because I let my mind wander into the negative, which I try not to do because I'm negative enough when I'm not on this podcast. But I let my mind go there. And I was like, what if TreVeyon Henderson, like, what if he's like a fucking egg? What if he's a pumpkin? Like, what if he doesn't do shit? I don't think that's going to happen. But let me ask you guys going into this year, again, it's kind of like the dig stuff. I don't need exact numbers or whatever. What do you see Henderson doing? Because I think he is kind of a lot of people, like a lot of players are being forgotten about when we're talking about this team. But a lot of people keep coming back to Henderson because you see how good he was in college. And it's like, I think he can be good. What do you guys see from Henderson this year?
I think it's going to be a lot of, in the beginning, it's going to be a lot of third down, like pass play, like third and short conversions. He might like sub in for Ramondre Stevenson on a drive or two just to give him a breather. But I think if Ramondre Stevenson has anything similar to a year that he did in 2024, and we've said this before, we said this several times in the pod now. I think TreVeyon Henderson can be the starting running back for this team by October.
Mm-hmm.
If again, but if Ramondre's crushing it and he's, protecting the ball, moving the ball down the field, helping the Patriots offense go, then it's fine. Let Henderson learn. Let him just gradually kind of get his feet wet. Again, be a part of those third down conversions, be a part of drives again when Ramondre needs a little bit of, a playoff or whatever. And that just benefits you more. So a little bit of everything, I think, from Ramondre Steve or from TreVeyon Henderson.
Yeah. Liam, what do you think?
Sparing. I think it's going to be very sparing. You guys remember Damian Harris didn't sniff the fucking field his first 2 years. I think it's going to be he's going to be a return specialist, and then maybe late in the season he'll be worked in receiving downs and third downs and stuff like that. But for the most part, we have Antonio Gibson in that Force and Foxborough
True.
thing, and anything I've seen out of Patriots training camp. Gibson's getting reps, he's getting a lot of them. In fact, he did well last year. There's almost no reason to believe that his job's in danger at all. So I think we're going to have a return specialist. It's going to be fun. He's super quick. Whenever he's on the field, you're going to know he's on the field. He'll be lightning. But we have a running back, and a running back has a shelf life, and we don't want to open that can, expose him to air, because then bang, the clock ticks. If we can reserve him as much as we can, even though if you're putting him on return, arguably the most dangerous job. So it's kind of counterintuitive, but hey, that's maybe 6 returns a game on a crazy time. So he probably won't touch the ball a whole lot. I don't know what the contract was that they eventually got to. It's a rookie deal, so it's probably not preposterous. I know there were a lot of guarantees. And we're not the Cincinnati Bengals, so we're not going to cause a huge fucking stink about signing one of our rookies. But yeah, I don't think he's going to play a whole lot. And that's totally fine with me because in 2 years, the ROI, return on investment on TreVeyon Henderson when he looks like James White and he knows this system inside and out because he's practiced like a madman and not seeing the field and he's pissed off. It's going to be really good.
Trying to find Henderson's contract. It's like not. I keep typing in TreVeyon Henderson and like all the Trey Hendrickson stuff comes up for some reason. Which, by the way, that like is messing with my head. He signed a 4-year, $11.143 million deal. So he's
All
here
of
for
it
four
guaranteed?
years, all of it guaranteed, complete. Which this was the big holdup with the second round picks. It
Yeah.
was the guaranteed money. So to go to your special teams thing, Liam, in the Forge in Foxborough, you saw Jeremy Springer talking to TreVeyon Henderson because he was playing special teams. So I think he will play that a little bit. My outlook on him, I think by the end of the year, you'll see kind of like, oh yeah, next year he's going to be kind of the 60-40 lead back in the backfield. I think you're going to see that a little bit because I think kind of like you said, it'll start. Al, I think you mentioned third downs, like he'll probably be a little bit there. Pass catching, he's good at that. Run blocking, he's very good as well. So having him in on third down is a great thing too. But I think by week 17 or week 18, I guess, I think you'll see like, yeah, he showed flashes of why the Patriots drafted him where they did. I think he's going to be the starter next year. So,
Yeah,
yeah. And again, like I don't, this is kind of like the receivers thing where we're like, we have our people we want to go or we want to go, we want to stay. But whoever stays, like we're going to be fine with because we're not really
yeah.
sold on anybody. Kind of the same thing
Mhm.
here. Whatever his use is in the offense, I trust McDaniels to use it to its fullest.
100%. Just show me. Like I'm not causing it to rain. I'm just selling umbrellas. I'm not the cause of any of this. I'm going to be the spectator and take advantage of being a spectator. And if TreVeyon Henderson plays a ton in week 1 and crushes it all season, then I'll be behind him. But if he sits, so be it. I'm buying that too.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing crazy. Like, I mean, I think we're all optimistic on him, but it's like, you know what? When he gets on the field, we'll cheer for him. Otherwise, I'm not going to be like, sit Stevenson, don't play Gibson just to get Henderson in there. Nope, that's not how it is. This isn't like why the fuck is Matt Collins playing over Stephon Diggs thing, which will happen. I
Yeah.
will be saying that if that happens. I'll be like, what is going on? Like, is he hurt? Is like what happened? Did he have more fucking pink crack cocaine? Like, what's going on? Um, but yeah, that was basically all the off sea or like the quick little training camp stuff. Did you guys have any other tidbits you wanted to get on here before we touch on some other things before we leave?
Nope.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys, since I brought up Trey Hendrickson, and this will actually lead into the Bengals question I want to ask Al as well. Trey Hendrickson holding out, as is Terry McLaurin. So I'm going to ask you guys kind of the same text that I sent you, but I kind of just want to know why a little bit more. Between Trey Hendrickson, pass rusher, Terry McLaurin, wide receiver, both of them are holding out. Both of them have left the facility or have not showed up to the facility. Who would you want more and why?
Liam, I've been going first a lot. You take this one.
I don't think we're getting either. I don't think we're
I
getting
knew
either
you were
one
going
of
to say
them.
that. I knew it.
I think this is a stupid question. I know that's not the question. It's who would we rather have? And obviously, I would rather have the number one wide receiver on a team that just went to the NFC Championship. So, yes, obviously, I would need that. And I would say our wide receiver room, while very full, is not nearly as good as our defensive line room, which is not the best in the league, but it's still pretty good. I think we could definitely use both, and we definitely won't get both. I think Hendrickson's far more
Imagine if we did.
obtainable. Yeah, imagine all you want because it's not going to fucking happen. But yeah, I think we'd be more likely to get Hendrickson because the Bengals are a completely inept and useless franchise that has had the same ownership for a long time, and those owners are greedy, decrepit curmudgeons who just hold on to every bit of self-worth that they have, which is very little at this point. And if
Yeah.
Joe Burrow doesn't, drive them into an early grave, I'm sure, any of their many bad habits will. Fuck those people. But the Redskins are under new ownership, and Dan Snyder's gone, and they should be making a point to be like, the old regime's gone. I don't care if our receiver's 32. He just had an incredible year with our rookie quarterback. Let's sign this guy. But instead, they're doing the same Dan Snyder thing, and the reason why all the fans hated the franchise for the last 20 some odd years, maybe even longer. So yeah, like I don't think we're getting any. I'd much rather Terry McLaurin, but I think would be far more likely to get Hendrickson.
Yeah, I mean the thing with the Bengals, and I'll go quick. I think that if the Patriots are going to go after one, I would hope they get McLaurin. The Bengals did this to themselves. We all said this when they signed Jamar Chase and T Higgins. Like this was going to happen. You're giving so much money to two offensive weapons. What is going to happen? The same thing that's happened the last couple of years. Your defense is going to suffer because you're not caring about the defense. Joe Burrow and company can't outscore everybody. This isn't the
Yeah.
'07 Patriots or the 2010 Patriots. Like You're not going to be able to do that nowadays. So yeah, I think it's bad. But if I had to guess who's going to leave, I think Trey Hendrickson might be the one that leaves. He might not go to
Oh
the
yeah.
Patriots, but I think he, out of the two, is probably more apt to leave.
Well, each day that
Al,
goes on,
yeah,
it's just disrespectful to the guy. Like I
yeah.
think he had 18 sacks last season. It's
Dude,
just
I
so
mean,
ridiculous.
he's I
Pay the
think
fucking guy.
he's owed like under 16 million, 18
Yeah.
million or something. Dude, TJ Watt's getting paid like 40 million a year.
Yeah. Dude,
Like
we just forked out a bag for Milton Williams, who had one good season. I like
Trey
Milton
Hendrickson
Williams. I
should be
think he'll
getting
be
paid
good.
more than Milton Williams. Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Yeah. Al, who would you want? I mean, we're all pretty much in agreement, but quick little
Yeah, I
round out
mean,
the combo.
I would rather have McLaurin because you could always use another dynamic playmaker on offense. And I talked about this either last week or the week before. I would love to see Terry McLaurin and Stephon Diggs in the same
Yeah.
offense. It would be fun.
It's a fever
But
dream.
it is a fever dream. But I think if the Patriots wanted to, they could go get Trey Hendrickson because number one, he's probably going to cost you like a third round pick, which I mean, I know they're valuable nowadays, but you can part ways with a third round pick if you think that this team is going to be good this year and you can still add on next year. And then
I'm
second of
pretty sure
all,
we have two. Don't we have two third round picks this year? I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure too. And then the second thing is Patriots still have the most salary cap of any team in the NFL. We still have $60 million to spend. If they
Yeah.
want to, and they want to be aggressive with it, you can give Trey Hendrickson a little bit more than he wants. He just wants some reassurance for the next couple of years. That's the reason that that him and the Bengals are so far apart in the contract talks. The Bengals
Yeah.
want to pretty much front load it, and Trey Hendrickson's like, no, I want some security in my age 33 and 34 seasons. That's all
Yeah.
he wants. And if you're the Patriots, why not do that? Why not be like, yeah, we'll throw you a little extra money. Here you go. Now go sack the quarterback a bunch of times. Like,
Yeah.
Patriots have two fourth round picks, by the way, but I still think a fourth round pick
Okay.
might get it done.
I mean,
A fourth
since
and a
he's
sixth?
disgruntled, maybe.
Yeah.
maybe.
Who knows? But yeah, no, I think, yeah, I mean, either one of them, you go into fantasy booking, it sounds great. Hendrickson, Keon White, Barmore, and Milton Williams, just a
Yeah.
fucking. Then you got Harold Landry with the quickest get off time in the league last year, or like one of the top get off times, which isn't something to be proud about. I said that and someone
No.
didn't get the joke.
I
And was
got
like,
it.
"Oh,
I got
buddy."
it. Yeah.
Come on,
Oh, I
man.
get off pretty quick. Don't you worry.
But yeah, it's overrated. Like, dude, just get in, do your thing,
Yeah.
get out. But yeah, having him there, or like you said, McLaurin, Diggs, Douglas in the middle, fucking Kendrick Bourne might be floating around. Hunter Henry's the best tight end in the league. I love him. I will never stop singing Hunter Henry's praises. I don't know why. He's got that face. Real quick before we get into Al with the Bengals, Patriots defensive coordinator Terrell Williams, he is back. So big thing. We don't know what the health thing is. I don't care what it was, but him being back is
Bet we can
important.
guess.
I guess he was still very hands-on with the team when he was gone, which is great. Him being there is going to be awesome. I'm going to be excited to kind of hear his interview, see him on the field. I'm just pumped about the training camp, everything going on with him. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. He's back. So Patriots are kind of running at all cylinders right now. But Al, you said
Yes.
you thought you had a way, or you thought maybe the Patriots could beat the Bengals, which I think, do you remember what week they played the Bengals?
It's around like week 11 or 12 or something like that. I'm not entirely sure.
I got you right now because I got it pulled up because I was looking at this this earlier today when I was doing my, if the Patriots go 2-2 and then
Right.
7-6, they'll do all this stuff. They play the Bengals week 12. So you were
Yeah,
right.
week 12. Okay.
So you think they can beat them? It's right after the Jets game. It's after a
do.
Thursday night game, I think. So Patriots Bengals.
So, real quick, before I get into my reasoning, I just want to recap for a second. When we did our way too early schedule prediction, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe two of us, I think me and Liam had the Patriots losing that game. And Mike, you probably had them winning because, you have them going 17-0. But
No, I'm pretty sure we all had them losing that game.
did we? Okay.
I think I bit the bullet and went into the land of common sense and said, I think they might lose, guys.
Okay. So,
but I may have said they might win. I don't know.
You probably. So here's why I was thinking about this. So I was driving home from work and I was listening to Zolak and Bertrand on 98.5 The Sports Hub. My favorite program because Love the way that they break things down. They're not overly pessimistic, but they still give
It's the only good one.
insight.
It's really like one of the only decent one on 90.
It really is. So. It is. So I was thinking about this. The Patriots beat the Bengals week 1 in 2024 when they had a really dog shit team, right? Let me ask you guys this, and I want you to tell me after if I've convinced you guys at all, or maybe, flipped your minds a little bit on this. What's the one phase of the game that we can say the Bengals are definitively, they're just no doubt they're good at? What are they good at?
Offense.
Passing. Yeah.
Yeah, offense, right? Because you got the quarterback, you got the 2 receivers in Chase and Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
I forget who they have for a running back. I think the running back's
Chase Brown.
Okay. So
speedster.
So bottom line, they have 2 good receivers and a good quarterback.
Good offense.
But what about the defense? What about the offensive line? So I was looking at a couple things. I'm going to start off in 2024. So in 2024, the offensive line for pass blocking, they were 27th in the league in proficiency, just overall in pass blocking. They did not have a lineman that had a Pro Football Focus grade over 65. Let me give you a little context on that. Vidarian Lowe, we shit on Vidarian Lowe. Do you want to know what his pass blocking grade for 2024 was?
What?
66.9. So
they got a team of Vidarian Lowe's?
Vidarian Lowe is a little bit better than the lineman on the Cincinnati Bengals, according to Pro Football Focus, that is.
Yeah, of course.
Some other stats that I pulled up from ESPN and a couple other sites just to, credit my sources here. The Bengals allowed 28, and I'm rounding these numbers up. So it's 27.8, so 28 points per game in 2024. That was 25th in the league, so that means that they were the 8th worst in the league as far as points per game. They gave up a ton of points. They also gave up 290 passing yards a game. So quarterbacks were having a field day whenever they played the Bengals, except for the Patriots because they were the most conservative team I've ever saw with Jacoby Brissett. Sacks in 2024. Do you want to know where the Bengals ranked?
I guess.
Do you want to take a guess? Do you want to guess?
29.
Okay. Liam?
27.
30th.
Whoa.
They were 30th in the NFL in sacks in 2024. And by the way, what leads to sacks? Getting pressure. The pressure rate for the Bengals, 30.4%. So 30.4%, they were actually getting pressure on the quarterback. That was good for 11th worst in the NFL. So those are some 2024 stats for you on their offensive line and their total defense. Now I'm going to say one more thing. For 2025, going back to Pro Football Focus, where do you think Pro Football Focus had the Bengals O-line going into 2025?
22.
19.
Try 31st, friends.
Whoa.
31st. So I know it's a bunch of stats and everything, but here's the reason that I think that they can get this done. Mm-hmm. It's going to be week 12. The Patriots are going to have about 3 months, we'll call it 4 because of training camp, to get their offense in check. And I think at that point, their offense is going to be functional and it's going to click. I'm not saying they're going to put up points like the Bengals can, like the Chiefs can, like the Bills can, whatever, right? But they can put up, I think they can put up 24 points against the Bengals. They can do it. Mm-hmm. The key to winning this game, I think, is very easy. You put pressure on Joe Burrow because your defense, if it's as advertised with Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, Keon White, you should be able to get pressure on the quarterback. Harold Landry, too. You should be able to get pressure on Joe Burrow. The defense, like we said, does not get to the quarterback. You have an improved offensive line with Will Campbell at left tackle, with Morgan Moses at right tackle. Hopefully, whoever the center is, hopefully at that point, Jared Wilson is the center and not Garrett Bradbury. Hopefully, Jared Wilson's your center. And then Mike Nwenu at right guard is fine. And then left guard, you find who's the left guard going to be? Do we know who the left guard is officially?
For the Patriots?
Yeah, is it
Cole
Layden
Strange has
Robinson?
been there. Layden
Cole
Robinson.
Strange.
One of those two. I'm
Okay,
cool with either one of them. Yeah.
so that's fine. So your offensive line is better. So you'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to protect Drake May. So if you can protect the quarterback, you can get to the quarterback. And by the way, on our defense, right? We talked about it earlier. You have Christian Gonzalez on Jamar Chase. You have Carlton Davis on T. Higgins. By the way, who did Jamar Chase say was the most difficult corner in the league that he went against? Carlton Davis.
CD3. Yep.
So Carlton Davis plays tough against Jamar Chase. So if you need to switch Gonzalez and Davis at any point in the game, you can do that
Yep.
and you'll be fine. Again, this is assuming the Patriots are fully healthy. But I think fully healthy, everything going right, and of course, nothing ever goes completely right. But you bring all this up to the table. You say to yourself, you know what? I know it's later in the season. I know the Bengals offense is clicking. But if you can contain Joe Burrow and you can contain the high power of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I think you can win this game. I think this is a much more realistic win than fans might think.
I mean, let
And
me stop you
rant.
right there. I'm in. I'm very easy. All I needed was you to give me like one stat in our favor. I mean, I forgot that their offensive line is the thing I forgot about. I knew their defense was bad, as we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
but I forgot that their offensive line is not good. Shouts to Ted Karras. We all love Ted Karras, but like, buddy, you weren't good when you were I forgot about that. So what's the best way to disrupt a quarterback, no matter how good they are? Get pressure on the quarterback. So
That's
week
it.
12, like you said, you would assume the defense is humming. Christian Barmore's got his sea legs back under him. So you would assume that the Patriots can get pressure on him. And then you bring up Carlton Davis. Forgot about that. I'd put Davis on Chase. Have
Right?
Gonzo just shut down T. Higgins. Chase might get some catches. He might get a touchdown or whatever. But like you said, I think 24-17, 24-19, I could see that easily. Easily. Carlton Davis with a pick at the end of the game. Shut it down. I'm in. Cool. That's a win to me. I'm in 9-8 at least. Liam, how do you feel about that? I love what you laid out. I love the. Do you like stats? Let me throw some stats at you. I love that way of explaining things. But Liam, how do you feel about it?
First of all, I like the effort. You clearly put a lot of thought into this. I dig.
Mm-hmm.
The history does say that Joe Burrow struggles against the Patriots. The numbers aren't great. He's 1-1. Last matchup that is fresh in our mind. He did not have a single touchdown. Didn't have a pick either. But he only threw for 164 yards. It was an ugly showing. But if you remember back in 2022, he was 25 yards short of 400 yards on us,
Right.
3
Mm-hmm.
touchdowns, did have 2 picks. The pressure does get to him. His offensive line has never been good.
And
And
the
they went
Patriots were a fumble away from winning that game. Remember that. They
100%.
almost came
Yeah,
back.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Christmas
absolutely.
Eve game,
It was
right?
crazy. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Oh
New
yeah, it
Year's, New
was.
Year's Day.
Damn.
Was it New Year's Day?
It was
Pretty
some
sure it was
holiday. I
Yeah, it
remember
was
I
a
wasn't
holiday
working.
game. It
Yeah.
was a holiday game.
Yeah,
But
maybe it
anyways,
was Christmas Day. Yeah, but friggin' yeah. So like historically, yes, he does struggle. The defense I definitely think is going to be bad. Like they drafted a bunch of guys. They drafted an edge guy with their first round pick, and now they're not paying him. So that doesn't really work out in their favor. And he hasn't reported to camp, and who fucking knows how that's going to go with their
right.
with their with their terrible management. But I do think the
Mm-hmm.
offensive line is going to be better. Orlando Brown, who I think very highly of. His dad was a monster player, even though he had a terrible tell. Orlando Brown, he was good until week 7, and then he was dog shit after week 7. But in week 7, he fractured his leg, so he played on a
Yeah.
fractured leg the entire season, which is very, very difficult.
Damn.
They did draft Dylan Fairchild at their second round pick, who is SEC All Second Team, 2-time national champion at Georgia. Probably pretty good, I would imagine.
Yeah,
He's
he's a
definitely
rookie.
better than what they got. He is a
Ah.
rookie. Does anyone believe in Ted Karras anymore?
No.
I like him. I like him, but I
I
think
like
he is
him.
a perfectly 60 rated out offensive lineman. And I think
Yeah,
that's fine for us.
he's 32, but I don't think that's exactly washed age for a
No,
yeah.
he's
And then
average. I think he's average. I like him.
yeah, their right guard kind of sucks. We can
Yep.
forget about him. They did get Lucas Patrick from the Saints, who is pretty all right. He ended up going on IR at the end of the season, but he's pretty all right. And the Saints' offensive line was actually pretty good last season,
Coming back
despite
from an
them being
injury.
awful. Yeah, but then
Mhm.
the right tackle, Amarius Mims, he was a rookie last year, had a pretty tough
Mhm.
season. but he was a great prospect coming out of college. I'm not ready to say that they're going to be completely dog shit, even though the Bengals line has been terrible every single year. Like when they went to the Super Bowl, he was the most sacked quarterback in the league. They're just, it just
Yep.
seems to be the case that they're always terrible. And I guess if I'm going to bet, I'd go with history and say that, yeah, they probably could be terrible again. But all the signs are pointing in the right direction for him, I guess. So that would just be my argument that maybe the offensive line won't be as bad as that. But yeah, we know the NFL. We're all gambling men here. Mike's finally given up and he's let the Grim Reaper into his
I'm
phone,
in.
and now he's a gambling man. So
I'm
me and
on
Al
the
know this.
wagon.
The games that should be a layup, you're like, oh man, this team's gonna kill this team. It's gonna be an upset. We saw it with the Patriots Bengals last year. We saw it with
Mhm.
any hyped up matchup ever. As Patriots fans, we know this most of all. Undefeated season, Super Bowl should be a layup. It fucking wasn't. So, like, I understand that's how football works, and everyone is probably thinking the Bengals late in the season, when they hit their stride, are going to crush the Patriots. So I kind of have to see how the season unfolds as it goes. But you know, Al, you make a compelling argument. I could totally see it. I don't think the offensive line is going to be as bad as you think, but I still think the Patriots could win. They very well could win. But out of the two of them, the Bengals have the best player, one singular player on the entire, technically two if you include Jamar Chase, but the most important position is the quarterback, and the Bengals have the best player, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So I still think when the rubber needs to hit the road, Joe Burrow's going to crush him.
I think at the very least, this game is going to be a lot closer than people
It's
think.
not going
I
to be a
think
dick kicking. I
no,
agree.
I think it's going to come back to, or it's going to come down to kind of like final drive, final quarter type things, where it's within a score going into the fourth, and it's like, you need to get a stop, need to get a stop. Some defense is going to get a stop, or some offense is going to have some crazy play and they score. So I
Yeah.
think at the very least, with the help of Al's kind of persuasion there, I think that the game's going to be a lot closer. I think it's going to be a one score game, possibly like a 6 point game, not like a, seven, whatever, 8 point game.
And we should write this down in our Tuck Rule takes notes. I think next season we should all like a small bet. All of us agree on one thing for each matchup that we like. And for that Bengals matchup, I like Marcus Jones to make a play, and we can decide what play that is. Because in their first matchup, he had a pick six. In their second matchup, he had that fumble recovery on the goal line.
Yeah.
Something about Marcus Jones against the Bengals. He fucking hates them and he loves to make plays against them. So
We're
yeah,
doing
we
it.
got to
I think
ride.
every week we'll have like a little,
Just
just a
one bet
little,
that we all
yeah.
agree on, one that we like.
Yep.
Somebody comes in with a sales pitch. Maybe we all have separate ideas. We all agree on one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that. And then like if we can't agree, it's like a whatever, $5 bet. If none of us
Yeah.
can, it's like, you know what, whatever. So you think Marcus Jones
Yep.
has a game changing play. I think
And
Diggs
then
has a
whoever's right,
touchdown, whatever.
we take that into account the next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yep.
if
I
we
like
all
it.
say Al's crazy because he thinks Ramondre is gonna go for three touchdowns, and then Ramondre goes for three touchdowns, the next week, me and Mike gotta go. I came to the table with this bet, but
But yeah,
Al smoked me last week.
shit, Al's on a hot streak.
Yeah.
Fucking
I,
now he's got Stevenson 5 touchdowns. I don't know. We
100%.
gotta go
Yeah.
for
I bet on Matt Collins, two catches. He
it.
didn't have any.
Matt Collins. So I think before the season starts, I think we should have kind of just for a lot of like the main players, we should have some sort of things like Matt Collins. How many touchdowns do you think he's going to score? Hunter Henry, how many catches, how many red zone scores do you think
Yeah.
he's going to have? Like May, yards, touchdown, whatever. I think
That'd be
that'll be a
fun.
good thing.
On
Good thing to keep
standing
track
bets.
of. Yeah, good thing. I like it. You guys have anything else before we get out of here? You want to get to any
Nada.
pressing matters? Any movies
Nah.
anybody's seen? Nothing.
Uh,
I
did I
saw
tell you guys?
Superman.
Oh yeah, me too. It was
It's
all
good.
right.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Fantastic Four on Thursday, so I anticipate
I
that's going to
won't
be
go
better.
see that. I
But
bet that's gonna be lame
um,
as fuck. Have you seen F1?
no, I haven't seen F1. I probably won't see it.
No,
I'll
you
see it when
should.
it comes out on streaming, and then I'll report
No, it
back.
sucks. You have to see it on in the theaters. It's an experience.
Yeah, no, I don't buy
Actually,
that.
Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out Friday.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's
100%.
coming out on streams. So lame. It's like, how
Good.
the
I don't
fuck?
care,
Why?
man.
I want to
That's like
see it
the
in the
perfect Adam
theater.
Sandler thing.
I want to
Like
see it in the
stream it. He's
theater.
got like 6 more movies. They asked him on the red carpet. They were like Billy Madison too. He's like, let's write the script tonight. So I'm sure there's going to be a Billy Madison 2 at some point. I'm down. Give me a sequel to all his movies because we know they're going to be stupid funny and they're just going to be, it's going to be a fun time.
And
That's
that's
all I
all we
want.
need. It's stupid funny.
All I want.
Yeah.
All right. So Tuck Rule Takes episode 190. We'll see you guys next week. For Liam and Al, I'm Mike. Yeah. Get ready. Training camp starting. Hopefully we get some fun storylines to come out. Hopefully maybe we get some fights in Patriots camp. That'd be nice. I like fights. The famous Edelman Gilmore fight. Hopefully we get something like that. Give me
was
Diggs
gritty.
and Carlton Davis. Give me Diggs and Davis.
That'd be
That's
tight.
my fight. I think is going to happen at some point. They're going to be bickering back and forth. I like it. All good fun though. So yeah, we'll see you next week as usual. Sweet feet. We're out.
Sweet.